What we can do, Dawn,
Yes.
is just change our clocks back 80 seconds.
Yes.
Then everyone thinks we started on time.
They'll never know.
They'll never know. Welcome back, everybody. Polkadoodles time. There have been 2 shows today, right?
Yes.
10 o'clock and this one. This one's different.
Totally different products. And we've also got a special code.
Right. I'm going to update this show description as we speak, because Nikki Hall, who's an absolute legend, by the way.
Is. And can we just say, while you're doing that...
Yes, go ahead.
Please, obviously, because you don't purchase from us directly here, you purchase directly from Polkadoodles website. So, obviously... Get the address is at the bottom of the screen, hop over there. But when you do make sure that you subscribe to, obviously, their emails and stuff, because 1, you'll get fantastic discounts, 2, you'll get special privileges on there as well. So make sure that you just, add your email when you make it, when you just go and have a look. But honestly, if you purchase off there today, Dan's got a special extra. So if you saw anything this morning, run back, fill your baskets, and use this code.
Here we go, because I've now changed it to say if you use the code CS20, Craft Store 20, you'll get a further 20% off.
Just CR.
CR.
Yes.
No T.
No.
Just CR. Craft Store 20. Now, I'm liking to think, have I added it? Yes, I have. I've added it to the show description. If you're not sure, there it is. But only on polkadoodles.co.uk.
Yes.
So, whilst you're on there, subscribe to the newsletter / the emails for all the latest information on where she is, with Nikki and Dawn, of course. But a further at checkout. So, all of those stamps and things we were talking about before.
Anything you buy.
Yep.
Anything you buy.
Downloads.
On the website, there's downloads. Honestly, there is a plethora of products on there that, honestly, it's like a little gold mine. You'll love it. There's lots of fabulous things. But honestly, you will get 20% off anything, so make sure you do that.
That's up to you. CS20, I'll say it an awful lot. Let's start in front of you then, Dawn.
Yes.
Different collections on this show. We're talking dies first. Just my type.
This is gorgeous. Absolutely love working with this one. It's one of, the favourite things that Nikki brings to us. So it's a die set. You've got your sentiment in there. You've got that fabulous typewriter, and you've also got that heart embellishment. So if I turn this round, you can see... Look at that, you're getting a lot of metal for your money. But when you can make cards like this, so it could be a letter just to say, a note to say. It could be Valentine's Day, it could be a save the date or something like that. But you can see these make the most exquisite cards, which you can make and sell.
Beautiful, aren't they? I love the old typewriter side of things. It feels like I know it's not handwritten, but it feels like a real nostalgia.
It does,
Yeah.
Proper.
Yeah, absolutely. Anniversary. Now, that typewriter, of course, could be used for Happy New Home. It could say something else. It could be very symbolic. But a note to say with that die, off you go. Extra discounts, by the way, should be $13.99. It's now $11.99. That's not even including your CS20.
Ooh.
Not even including your first. So you're going to get a further 20% off $11.99, which then in my head ducks down under a tenner. Might not be. I can't do those maths. But it's not going to be far off. £12?
Yes.
10% off 12 is 120.
Yeah.
20% off is another 2.
That's so 120. So that's 1, 2. That's 360. You'll get off it.
Under £10. Nailed it. Between us.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know. Very good. That was just my type. The next one is called Big Hugs.
And this is a Big Hugs. So as you can see, they are super-sized dies. Obviously, if you just want to use hugs, you can use that. If you want to use the big, but this is great. Cuts it out in one pass. And if you've got any of the papers that were on earlier, it looks beautiful. So you can see that there's a finished sample there, but if I just drop these in, and a massive thank you to the design team and Nikki's team, because they have sent these samples in for us.
Oh, that's cool.
And
that's
look
a background
at these.
As well.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a printed background, or do you think that's ink blended background?
I'm just going to move it out. Let me have a little look. It's an inky background.
Impressed. Who's done that, does it say?
That is by Rachel.
Rachel.
So thank you.
Impressed.
And just to say, if you like these little characters, go to Nikki's downloads. You can download them.
On.
Obviously, you pay for them, download them, and then you can colour them in with your alcohol pens.
There we go then. Why not? Exactly.
Kaboom. There
so the 20% off there, CS20, all only via polkadoodles.co.uk. OK, just my type, Big Hugs. Let's move on to Love You a Latte.
Yep.
I love you a latte. Coffee lovers, mocha lovers, maybe a little date for a coffee?
Exactly, but honestly, the coffee cups are so on trend. Everybody, like my daughter, she collects all the different coffee cups and things like that.
Absolutely.
But I could tell you a funny story about this.
Do you want to tell it now?
Come
on, bring it on. Everyone, listen up. Wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, just pause. It's going to be worth it. Go on.
I went to Spain with my other half.
Yeah, last year, year before?
Yes, last year.
Yeah.
And he says, I said, oh, do you want a drink? He says, yes. I went to this fancy cafe restaurant thing. And I said, I'll order it, not a problem. So I went up, Uno, Diet Cocoa, please. And I went up and I said to him, what would you like? And he says, I'd like a latte. So I went up, I says, Uno latte, por favor. Come back. She came back, and do you know what he'd got?
What?
A large tea. A latte.
Yeah.
I said. So
Latte. A tea.
So she thought I was saying a large tea, so she came back.
Latte.
We were on the floor.
That's
you had to be there, but
amazing.
it was very funny. So
Did you get your Uno Cocoa?
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to order drinks anymore.
That's great. What a way to get out of going to the bar.
So if I sent that on a card, that'd be it.
Love it.
Love
that story.
So yeah, it's
A large tea.
a large tea. I'll have a latte. Uno latte, por favor.
Love you a latte. It's really cool script, isn't it? A really cool
Yeah.
font picks too.
Bit modern,
Yeah.
things like that, so you can add it in. But I love the design that you can build your own coffee cup. You can personalise it for that person in your life. But if you just want to use the words, you can just use the words.
We got the code on a TV.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, use the code CS20 on polkadoodles.co.uk. That is applicable, to the 10 o'clock
Yes.
show products as well.
And subscribe on their email. Honestly, it's free to do, and
Yep.
obviously you're not going to get bombarded with loads of random stuff. You will just get messages from obviously Polkadoodles with offers, deals, and you get even more discounts.
You'd rather know
Yes.
about a further 20%. If you don't use it, it's up to you. If you've been dared to spend £30. Speaking of which,
Yes.
hang on a minute. Here we go.
Okay.
If your basket gets to £20 or over, you then need to comment on Facebook win. And one of you will be selected at random to get your whole order value refunded to your account.
So even if you spent 200 quid,
£200, yeah, one of you.
I'll get it back.
You've got to get £20 or over, excluding the P&P, and comment win. So if you've already done that and you placed your basket orders on the Facebook page, comment win, W-I-N, then they know it's you.
Boom.
And off you go. Nikki will pick one of you at random, which is amazing. If you get to £30, that is still applicable.
Yes.
You're still going to get into the draw for that. We get a freebie as well, Dawn.
We do. We get this fantastic DL set of stamps, rubber stamps for you.
So, newsletter, tick, because we want to know
Yes.
about codes and stuff and the latest items.
Yes.
Speaking of codes, this show, tick, CS20 at checkout for further 20% off. Let's get to £20 and then comment win, because
Yep.
you might get your whole...
Order back.
Someone's going to. Someone did it at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
And if it's over 30, this DL celebration birthday card, stamp will also be in your order.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
Nikki
it.
Hall,
Nikki
come on
is
down.
Amazing. And she's going to do you a clipboard.
Oh,
She said on the phone she's going to make you a fancy clipboard.
This clipboard. Hey, it used to be a thing when I used to be an AP on Ideal World.
You always had one.
Oh,
I
it
remember
was-
you always having one.
Everyone had their own clipboard, and I had
Yeah.
all the cheat codes to edit and stuff on the back, and what shortcuts meant, and how to work out percentages and stuff like that.
You had, yeah, I can remember.
Those
you
were the
having that.
days. Then
Those
you
were
like
the days.
when you got promoted to producer, you obviously kept your clipboard, but then like the stuff wasn't applicable on it anymore.
No.
Because then had an AP, but you still kept the clipboard. And then it got retired at the end.
Yeah. But you're getting a new one.
I wish I knew where mine was. Then you burnt it, just licked up blue. Anyway, there we go. Nikki's reminding you, by the in the comments on Facebook about how you can win and get your free items for you. Kathy, hi. Christy, Marcia,
Hi.
Jacqueline, Kim, Alison, Sheila, Catherine, Edwin, Karen, Alison, Mercia. Again,
Wow.
tune back in. Rebecca, Kay, Debbie, Linda. There's a lot of you watching right now. Thank you so
Thank
much. Right, we
you.
best crack on, because now we're going
Yes.
to talk all things butterflies, aren't we? The butterfly trio.
Honestly, if you don't get anything else today, get yourself one of these.
The price.
And get your friends, honestly, one of these as a stocking filler. You can never have too many butterflies.
$2.99. And by the way,
Big dies.
they're big dies. They are now $2.99. That also has a further 20% coming off it with CS20.
Kaboom.
And that $2.99 isn't even the most affordable item in front of us.
No. But honestly, if you're looking for, making a bundle to treat yourself, I'm not being funny. That is one I was like straight in the basket.
Yep. Make that the first one then. We're building our basket, Polkadoodles.co.uk. That is known as your Butterfly Trio $2.99. Right, let's continue on. So we've got
You can pay that just for one little die on its own. So to get those, and they are a big size. Look, they're not teeny tiny ones. They are fantastic.
Again, there's items even more affordable than that. We've got some lovely Divine Heart papers next.
We have. So these are the Divine papers. You're getting 30 sheets, 10 designs, 3 of each, and these are all 120 GSM. I'm just showing you some of the designs so you can see them. Again, uncoated, but look at these. And you just know Nikki's designed these. You can just see, if you like that distressed background, you like that beautiful mix of, you know, tones, designs and everything. And obviously, if you're using any of the dies on here, this is going to work beautifully. Look at that. You could put on there, love you, a latte.
Yes, you could.
You could just put that straight on there. That's all it needs. But really, really beautiful paper, 6x6. A latte.
The hearts are $4.99. We'll go up to $6.99. Further 20% off.
Wow.
I know you're going to get bored of me saying it, but I don't want anybody not to realise that you can use CS20 for your papers. Garden Delights. Kellyanne, is that you?
Ta-ta.
Cheerio.
Drive safe.
Thank you. Do shop on craftykelly.co.uk for all those items in the previous hour. This stencil here, of which there's a number in there, is $1.99. That's crazy.
We've got something for everybody's budget.
$1.99. It is. You can see that, like, it's all one big stencil, but you've got, like, the pots in there, haven't you? You've got hanging elements, building your hanging baskets.
Yeah, you can build
a basket. It's quite hard to see that way around.
One.
Maybe you can just see. But yeah, you build a hanging basket.
That's it. So you've got all the elements in there to do that with, so you can ink through them and things like that. But even if you wanted to put a fine pencil through it and then draw elements, cut them out, things like that, you can do that as well. So such a useful one. Spritz through it, ink through it.
Even at $4.99 is incredible, but say it had 20% off $4.99, it would then be £4. That is $1.99 plus a further 20% off. Obviously, while stocks last. I would not blame you if you went there, checked out your baskets right now, and went for it. Maybe that's the item because your basket's at £19. To take you over 20 to then get in the draw to get your whole basket refunded. That is one item, Garden Delight stencil. We've then also got the Timeless Butterfly stencil, which is $2.99.
This is lovely because, again, if you are a big butterfly fan like I am, this is lovely. You've got that beautiful clock face on there as well. But also, you know, add it in on your background papers, just that little bit of detail, that's all you need. It's always handy to have stencils like that.
And that, again, will go up to £5. It's $2.99 right now. CS20, further 20% coming off there. And whilst you're on polkadoodles.co.uk, absolutely sign up for that newsletter for things like, oh, did you know you got a code? Like, amazing, amazing value.
20% off. Yeah. I love that when I go craft shopping.
Anywhere at all on the high street. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
In Sainsbury's, and someone at the door, imagine going in Sainsbury's, and someone at the door went, it's CS20. And you'd be like, oh, thanks, I'll put that at the self-service.
Fill the basket.
You might pop an extra something in there, you might do.
Will.
But imagine if that person then clocked off and the people all behind you weren't told, but it was still a thing, you want to be told. And that's why I will say a lot at CS20. Thank you, Nikki, for that, absolutely. And now then, should we go back in front of you over here?
Yes.
Why not? Let's continue on there. We're talking, that was all dies and stencils on the top row. We're now talking stamps. Is it Thinking of You?
Yes. This is a beautiful collection.
Give you blooms.
You get so many stamps on here. What I am going to do is turn this round in a minute so you can actually have a close-up look of what you're getting. But that is such a useful one. All occasions, all sorts of styles you can use. But you can see you've got extra elements. You even get Thinking of You, you get the butterfly, you also get the floral element on its own with the petals. But look at all those extra bits that you're getting on there. So it's a great stamp to colour. Easy to colour in, but again, it could be spring, summer, autumn, winter. You could change it to whatever season you want.
Jake's gone to town on these graphics.
He's very good, isn't he?
He's very good.
He's very good.
I didn't even know that was even a thing up there.
Well done, Jake.
No, don't be humble about it, Jake.
No,
you smashed it out, mate.
Jake.
You smashed it out.
Well done.
CS20 for a further 20% off. Basically, we don't want anyone not to know.
No.
Right.
Use it when you get to checkout, put it in your discount code box, make sure you put it in.
That was. Now, that was the Thinking of You blooms. Just next to there, you've got just a little note.
Oh, and again, this has got that beautiful
They're all blooms and florals, aren't they? But it's got that little word note in it, which is lovely.
And like with this one, obviously, you can make it a little bit oriental if you want to, or something like that. You can do that. So again, you can change the style of it. Let me turn it around so you can have a closer look. But again, big stamps, easy to colour in. You've got the butterfly on there. You've got just a little note. And then you've got the extra ones. If you want to kind of decoupage it up, you could do that as well.
Yeah. Now, next to there, completing this little set, it's called Grow On You.
Ooh, and
£4.35.
Really, really nice.
Wonderful.
Look, and on the front, you always get that inspiration with Nikki as well. So you can see as we turn this round, the stamps are slightly bigger. So you have got, again, the butterflies, the different baskets, but you could just stamp these all over as a background. You've got that real lovely look to these.
There you go, £4.35. Now, two more items to show you. This is all different lineups, that 10 a.m. show.
Yeah.
I wonder what was on at 10 a.m. Yeah, absolutely. You can find it all on the on polkadoodles.co.uk. Next, we've got these wonderful, is it elegant lines?
Yes, this is
elegant
an embossing
stripe,
folder.
sorry, embossing folder, yes.
Okay, I've used this through my Pro Cut, but you can also use this through all your major machines. This one, I would say, is a thinner one. So if you're somebody who says, oh, I'm not very good with the thicker embossing folders, putting them through and things, this will work with a majority of your machines. Just change your plate configuration. But it's nice because it has got that Regency stripe to it, but you've also got that little bit of a band in the middle. So if you just wanted to add a circle in the centre with a sentiment on, it will work.
It's also got £3 off the usual price.
Oh,
so that
we
comes
like
down to,
that.
Yeah, that
We
comes down to
do like that.
£4.99. Further 20% off at checkout. CS20 on that. And the final one next to it on this second row is the Tangled Layering Stencil Duo. This would be so much fun. Like Zentangling, or if you want to do that.
Yep. But also, you get
is.
multiple layers.
Yep.
So it does look like it's all intertwined. So if you want to do one layer, you can do that. But then if you want to put the second one on, so it looks a little bit like, you know, like the old, we call it cat's cradle. Can you remember, you used to do that at school?
Oh, what, with a bit of...
Yeah.
string.
And then somebody else would come along and do that.
Get involved.
It reminds me of that. So again, it's got that texture of movement. It could be ribbon, it could just be fibres. You can really give it a different look by using the different colours.
Very, very cool. So there you go. That is your Tangled Stencil Layering. Listen, you haven't layered them if you don't want to.
Do you know what I would do?
What would you do?
If you use that and then run it through your die cutting machine with an embossing mat, it will give you an embossed detail, and you could make it look like crazy paving, or you could actually make it look like, you know, like mock croc.
Oh, that would be mock croc.
I like a bit of mock croc.
You do. Here we go. Right, named after a favourite footwear. Now, everybody, we are going to wander to the end of this counter here where the wooden side of things are, the woodies, and then, really giving a head up to Director Jake, we're going to dash over to the demonstration area pretty quick.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4 different size options. What is a woodie?
A woodie is a phenomenal item that obviously our lovely Nikki came up with. And the thing is, obviously, you're going to get this in the MDF. This is all eco-friendly, sustainable MDF. You're going to use your PVA glue, glue this together. But now, think of this like your ink station. You're going to put your ink pad in there. Your ink lid goes in here. Your fine defined brushes that Nikki does go on there.
They're on
but
the
also
show.
your blender brushes. But I'll show you, there's lots of different other things you can do. But this will fit your distress inks, things like that, or your square inks, but we do a rectangle one, and then you've got your multi-purpose ones as well.
Now then, give me 20 seconds of your time and then we'll prove it exactly what they are for. The 4 options you can see, you've got the square, the rectangle, as Dawn just went through. Below there, you've got the double. You've then got the triple whammy on the bottom row. The savings get bigger as the price point goes up. Triple should be £17. It's £12.99. It now has CS20 on it too. So this now has a further 20% off. And by ordering that and another, for example, you get yourself to £20.
Yeah.
And then by typing win, because you're sort of saying, hey, I've spent £20 on Facebook, you could then get that whole value refunded to you. But you've got to put the win side of things on the Facebook page, on this Facebook page right now. Right, you've seen them, 4 options. Let's go over.
Let's go and have a look.
Because this is the kind of thing how they can do. We've got a lot more to show you, by the way. The spongies are on this show.
Yes.
Oh, have you got any water? You have.
I have.
Yeah, good. She has. Relax, everyone. She's got it. Right, how do these work?
OK, so, like I said to you before, what you're going to do is just take some of your PVA glue, that's what I used, put it around the edges all over, and then all you're going to do is line it up. Now, if you're like me, I'll keep touching it and moving it. Once you've lined it up, what I would tell you to do is, if you've got something weighty, put it on the top just to make sure that it adheres to it. Once it does, then you have got your, let me take mine out and show you. Oh, I've done, you know why? Because I did it and then I've glued I probably glued that in, probably.
Yeah. By the way, Nikki is commenting along with all the products we're going to, so there are individual links to each product straight on Polkadoodles that Nikki's doing. So you can see the title first, like Grow On You and Latte, etc.
Yes.
Or there's also a link to the whole show page. You can shop yourself, polkadoodles.co.uk.
And then once you've done that, now I've used my distress inks and just put a little bit of distress ink on here, but then I could go over, I could stamp on it, I could do whatever I want. But if you wanted to, then obviously you could use your alcohol pens, you could use anything. I've just used a little bit of ink on there, but also to show you.
Oh, that's why you're going for the triple.
That's why you need, it's a beautiful thing.
It is, isn't it?
But let's show you the setup of it, okay? So the basis of it is, your ink pad's gonna go in there. How many of us then mix the lids up, lose the lid? You put your lid in there, so then one, you can see the colour and you know what it is. You've got this portion here to be able to lay your brush in, so you've got that there. And then you've got your precision brush that sits in there. But by the way, these brushes are in stock. The detail brushes are in stock. They're all available for you on this show, aren't they? All discounted as well, by the way. But if you're like me and, you know, with products and stuff, you know, I'll always be honest with you and say to you, like some of you might say, I love that, but I've not got those. We have got them on the show. You can go and purchase them. You'll get your 20% off.
Yes, you will.
Set of 5. But you know, if not,
different colours, by the way.
they're great.
Really, really fun, aren't they? Just to let you know, by the way, they are now under £10. Should be 15.
Get them. Stock up on them and get multiples and try and use your blue one with your blue ink, not
That
the
would
purple.
make sense. Yep.
But that's me. But if you have got these, and I know a lot of you still have, they will sit in there as well, so you can sit it in there. But also, I worked out you can put your water brush in there if you need to. But just to show, where did I? I moved stuff and put stuff down.
What is it?
I keep moving stuff today. Let me get one of these. I've got one of these little small
Quick hello
ones
to
here.
Stella, Aileen, Jan, Connie, lots of people, a couple of Aileens actually, just tuning in right now. Yeah.
Nice.
I never know if it's Aileen or Eileen.
Come on.
Come on.
That was too big.
I think so. I went to uni with a girl called Aileen, but she spelled it Eileen.
Yeah.
And I've never met an Aileen since.
No. Now, I did have a half longer one earlier. I don't know.
Oh, you put it in there? You stood up in it?
I don't know where it's gone.
Oh, and it's see-through. We're never going to find it.
I know. But if you've got bigger acrylic blocks, they will stand in the top there. But I did have the tall, long one before, and that stood brilliant in there. So again, if you're stamping, you're working on stuff, it is meant for your lid, but I just wanted you to see how useful this
That
piece
section is really handy.
That is.
Love it.
Because how many of us have got them like that? They're balanced, they're falling about, whereas that is specially designed to do that. And that's the eye for detail as a crafter. And like I say, how many times I've looked at the ink pads and I've thought, is that the black one, or is that the purple one, or is that, you know, because you can't quite tell the colour. You've got your lid, so you imagine that is on your workstation now, and it tells you exactly what you
I like
have
the
got.
triple. You've got.
I
know
like
you
the
brought it in a
triple.
second ago, but you could, and you've coloured it all
Bring it
in
in.
green, but you could graduate your
this.
colours going through, right?
It's a beautiful thing. And then you can leave your ink pads with the lids on as well, so they will sit in there. My voice is
right.
going.
Oh,
My voice went. But
get her a large tea, quick.
don't know. I done 4 shows.
A large tea.
But you can see that is incredible. This is why I love this. And as soon as I saw Nikki with it, I was like, that's the need. We need this as crafters. And I tell you what else it does.
What?
I'm just going to put this at the side, Jakey, so you can see. This will fit alongside. You can imagine if you've got 3 of them all the way
like in a
round.
control centre.
Yeah, you could have your inking station, look, all the way around your craft mat. That's beautiful.
That would be very cool, wouldn't it?
That's a beautiful thing there. Look at
if that was
that.
in there
Oh,
too.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? You could really be
What? I like
expert.
encapsulated.
Yeah, I love that. Because to me, that just gives me control with my ink pads.
That is inspiring.
It is. Oh,
Is that a word? Has anyone ever said that before?
I don't know.
I mean, they probably has. There's probably a brand called it. I'm claiming it. Polkadoodles.co.uk, designed by Nikki. She's putting links to them all You can go for a single one if you want to. I get it. There's also the rectangular one, which is for your rectangular ink pads,
Yes.
isn't it? Your Versamarks, like that kind of thing, right?
Yes,
Okey-dokey.
because they will all fit in it. Your VersaFine Clear,
Yep.
your Versamark, just to show you. Obviously, this one isn't glued together, but I just want to show you that this one is the rectangle one. This is my Versamark. The lid will still go in there. You can put, oh, hang on, your ink pad
chuck it
there.
around.
You can do that. That's because obviously it's not glued. But you can see that will fit in there. That's your Versamark. This one is your VersaFine Clear. That will fit in there.
This is worth $6.99. On this show, it is $5.99. On this show,
Genius.
you've also got CS20, where you see the code on the screen. Use code CS20, yeah. At checkout, a further 20% off all of these items. The blending brushes, the detail brushes. We haven't even mentioned the Easy Lift magnet ones yet, which we must. Should we go straight to sponges, though?
Yes.
Okie dokie. I know we're flying through this show as well, but it's really fun how these tools can help so many different people.
Definitely.
Speaking of tools, one of the most popular items purchased at the 10 a.m. show were the sponges, and you get both. What are they?
These are a lint-free cloth and sponge, okay? So then you can move stuff, you can clean up with it, you can even remove embossing powders and things like that. Obviously, you can see once you start using it, yes, you are going to get a little bit of colour on it. Obviously, if you want to put this through the washing machine, 30 degrees, but obviously don't use any detergent because that won't get it out. But do you know what? It shows you're a crafter.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And the prices these are, if it does get to a point where you just think, oh, you know, there's too much colour on it, it doesn't matter. But the absorbency
It doesn't matter.
of
Yeah, it
this
doesn't matter
is
about the colour.
incredible.
It doesn't matter about the colour. It's the absorbency that doesn't
Exactly.
run out.
So let's take.
By the way,
my
whilst you're
ink pad.
ordering, go for the twin pack, getting both together. They're only $8. That's what's discounted from $13.99 to $8.99. Read the reviews. Read the reviews on polkadoodles.co.uk. I read a few in the first show of exactly why one crafter, Doreen, wasn't it, has ordered 3 and now ordered a 4th set.
Right, so I've made a good old mess here. Can
Oh,
you see? Right old mess.
you've
Wheeler
been
it to
enjoying
best.
yourself.
Right, so I'm just going to wet this a little bit. But first of all, let's bring this in and I'm going to show you, right? So there is water in there. Can you see? There's plenty of water in there. This is how absorbent it is. So bear in mind, give it a good squeeze.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Hey, by the way,
So absorbent.
how much was that dripping? I feel like, if at all,
If at all.
none. Maybe a drop.
And look at that. There's a lot of water in there. I can wring it out. Now, what
Do
we're
that,
going to
again.
do...
Do that whole thing again.
Okay,
I'm
so
amazed by that.
put it in.
I'm just mentally looking at where it was
So if you spill,
on the side.
like that lovely lady who said she did the art...
Tonic Nouveau drops.
Yes.
Exploded.
Look at that.
And it's dripping? You tell me at home.
I can't say... Well, you can now
No, you
just
squeeze it about, but yeah.
But look.
So even just everyday home cleaning or a spill
Yeah.
of milk or paint
Kids.
or spill of kids. Oh, I've knocked all the
No,
kids
but-
off the counter.
No, but when kids are
What
having their
a mess.
breakfast, this
Yeah,
tomato
yeah.
ketchup... Well, not for the
Like
breakfast.
well, maybe.
Maybe.
Like the dog knocking over its bowl every single
Oh,
time and
every
slobbering
time.
everywhere.
That's it. Now, take this, and because obviously it's got the grooves as well, so if you've got embossing powder, you've spilt embossing powder and things like that, it's going to be easy to clean up. But then, look at this. Cleaning your stencils. What a way to just go in and just clean. Obviously, that's ink underneath, so let's get this underneath off. But I can go in and I can get all this off of here, like that, and then rinse it out. I'm going to give it a little rinse to get that ink out of there because I don't want to put it on. But look, this is great because then it shows you it does get everything out. And then if you go back in, I can just wipe it over. And how many of us are using, you know, baby wipes, as we said before, that aren't environmentally friendly? That's now clean. I ain't got to worry about that.
Yep.
That's what you want. And then you've got your other cloth as well, because how many of us, when we're crafting, do this?
Wipe it on your
Or
teeth,
that.
on your teeth. Yep.
Or you do that. You've got your cloth, you can wipe your hands on it, but also you can go in if anywhere's wet and you can wipe that. Same as well if you've got your rubber stamps and you need to clean those, you can just go straight over with any of your rubber stamps. Let me show you. So you've got those, and again, you can clean those up easily. Doesn't matter if it's on your block or it's on here, you can just give it a little wipe like that. And what I tend to do, because again, these are lint free, you're not going to get little bits, because sometimes you lose the stick as well on the back of them.
Okay.
So if you just wipe this with it being a bit damp, and then just wipe the back, then you can leave it, let it air dry, the stick will come back to it.
Yep.
So you can do that. You can mop up paint with it, that's what we were doing earlier, or even like, let's show you. I'll show you on this white bit because obviously it's easier to see. But if you go in, I'm doing this, I've got lots of water, and I'm going to be a bit...
Go on.
Last show, I'm going to be a bit rogue.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Dan, I've spilled it. Dan, I've spilt it. What am I going to do?
Get your straw, it's gin.
So I can go in.
I'm so impressed.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a lot on there. And I was thinking, but look, I can do that. Then get my dish, I can go back in, I can just squeeze this in here. That will then take it out, and then I'm good to go again.
It's
Same with your cloth.
£7.80. With your extra 20% off, it's £7.80, I think I'm right, for both sponges, compared to £13.99. That's because you've got a discount from £13.99 down to £8.99. I'm trying to take £1.80, two lots of 90p, off. £7.80 is... £7.20, because it's £1.80 I'm taking off.
Yeah.
£7.20 for both.
Yeah. And like I say, you are going to end up with...
That's nearly half price. That's 20p shy of half price.
But do you know what? You know, don't worry. Like I say, you are going to get a little bit of ink. I've only used water on there as well. But like I say, you know, this is how we live. This is how we roll.
Yeah.
And honestly, for the price it is, if you are conscious and that bothers you, get a couple. But do you know what? I think it makes you look quite arty.
It's like I've been busy, been doing stuff previously.
Stuff.
That is me. So you get both. You get the Craft Spongy Cloth, the Craft Spongy Sponge, £7.20. I'm sure it's that. Maybe it's a pence shy, because I'm trying to do my own maths. CS20 is your code, your promo code, to get a further 20% off polkadoodles.co.uk website. So you've seen on, like, well, we haven't seen it with paint yet this show, but as absorbent.
Here we go. That's paint.
And the thing with that, you might think, oh, I could do that with a paper towel. Yeah, you probably could.
But
then you're throwing that towel away.
Can I just grab a piece of card out that bag?
No, you can't, I'm afraid. No, you've got to pretend.
No. No, Dan, no.
Just gone.
No. Right.
Hello, camera 3.
Right. So that's on there.
To be fair, I wandered off last show. Oh, hello.
Don't waste anything. This is paint that's on here. So I'm thinking you could make like a background.
This is very cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went a bit rogue, but I just thought, do you know what? That works for me. And I'm not wasting it.
Esperanza, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's just joined us. Hello, Esperanza. Gloria, Pat, another Aileen, Debbie, Deborah, Carol, Katie, Vinny, Rita, have just tuned in the last 10 seconds. Thank you all for watching here on the Craft Store. I hope you're watching on there. I know that's just Facebook, let alone YouTube, which generally gets more viewers on YouTube, because then obviously with your smart TV, I know you can cast Facebook to there. You can use your app for YouTube to search the Craft Store, find the live shows, and you can watch there too.
Do it in brown. It looked like a wood effect.
Oh, it would.
Look at that.
Oh, it would effect.
So that's just clean up. Oh.
Look at you. Look at her go.
Honestly, this is just super exciting.
I am so impressed. So, lint-free, you said?
Yes.
So if you are cleaning up your stamps or something like that, doesn't matter at all. But the fact is, it was... I mean, I don't want to guarantee no drips, but when you saw it live, how adhesive it was, and normally with sponges, there's a corner that droops down, and it's just like, you know, you have a hand under it, like a little bucket, don't you, and take it somewhere. That's very cool.
I'm really chuffed with that. And that was just clean up. So, you could do that with your ink pads and everything else. So honestly, if you're like a frugal crafter, this, honestly, and clean up, like I say, I don't like getting stuff on my hands. I'm a bit one of those. But this is so easy because then I can just wipe it all down and we are good to go because I've got both cloths.
Now, it's worth saying, by the way, once you've used it once or twice or 3 times, etc., once it completely dries out, which they of course do,
yes,
they then go hard.
They do.
And you almost it almost feels a bit like Oasis.
Yeah, it's
like
a
that
bit
hard.
like a chamois leather when they go.
Yeah,
really.
especially this one. Like, it was really weird. I touched a really hard one, but obviously it's just ready to go again. That's all it is.
It is. And if you're somewhere where, say, it's gone dry, say you're at a craft class, it's gone dry, if you have got a water spray, you can just activate it with a little bit of your water spray, and then you can, because that obviously I've squeezed it out, but you'll see it doesn't matter. Because I've activated it with a bit of water, it's come off. Do you know what I mean? I want to try. Oh,
A little bit of green.
yeah, a little bit of green.
A little bit,
Making my own backgrounds with it.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
I feel like it needs some pink, you know.
Look at that.
Chuck some pink down and do some pink. Go on.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, why not?
Honestly.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? This is what it's all about. And, you know, if you can find even more uses for your products, knock yourself out. Honestly, this is your
I really
time.
like the chat before. Maybe it was Nikki saying it about cleaning or dusting.
Skirting boards.
Skirting boards. Goodness me, especially if you've got pets in the house. Skirting boards attract everything, so it all drops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, just a little hint of.
Little bit.
Here we
Just
go.
a little bit
yeah.
of, you know.
Little something, something.
So. Oh, what a fabulous find. So we've used like acrylic, quick drying paint on there, you know, then we've used the inks, but it just shows there is no way. You could make some fabulous, going either way as well. You can make some great backgrounds with this.
Look at
So
her go.
use it. I know it's not meant for that. Please don't shoot me, Nikki, but I'm just saying I would.
Nah, she'd be well up for it.
I love it. And this, honestly, because how many of us have always, you know, you kind of, if you've just got, hang on, I've moved everything again.
You have?
You know, I don't know what I've done. It's because I was tidying up. Now, if you've just got a plastic bag, I just tend to keep mine in there, goes in there, then it goes in my craft bag.
Yep.
It's in there, I know it's good to go. Do keep my water spray with me, so if I'm somewhere where I haven't got a bowl of water or a tap to be able to do it, then I can just use it. But, you know, if not, honestly, just get your water spray out, do that. But don't forget, you can make your own backgrounds as well.
Ta-da! There we go. And you can wash them as well. You just don't put detergent in, right?
Yeah, just don't put detergent in, but just give it a really good rinse. But you know what?
I don't even know
It
why
doesn't
you
bother
would.
me. I don't know why you would.
Anyway, yes, you can.
But you can.
Right, I'm going to recap over here, just give you a quick rundown of what's going on. We'll be straight back to more crafting here. Is that right, Dawn?
Yes, we'll do a demo.
Okie dokie, come with me, friends. Very excited about this. Now, after all, you've got lots of reasons to be visiting polkadoodles.co.uk. When you're there, please sign up to the newsletter. You can see, receive emails. You tick yes. Why? Not just like the latest news from Nikki and latest releases. Oh, it's not on there anymore. I was about to point at the telly. It's down there. Nice one, Jake. But you'll get information about promo codes, different things going on. I know on the website right now there's one about Easter, for example. For the craft store 20, Nikki's going to give you a further 20% off the sponges. Haven't even mentioned the easy magnets. We'll talk about that again, the wands, in just a second. All the brushes. And off all of these products as well. On the top row, a whole host of dyes, first of all. You can see there, just my type, big hubs. Love you a latte. The butterfly trio, this item here, is $2.99. That is $2.99 before either your further 20% off. That is discounted from $8.99. This one here, your Garden Delight, which is making your own hanging baskets through stencils, should be a fiver, is $1.99. That's before your CS20. On the shelf down below, you've then got larger stencils, embossing folders, and stamps. I'm not going to go through them all because, after all, I know you want to see Dawn in action there, but you get the idea. There's the embossing folder, the elegant stripe, $4.99. That then gets a further 20% off as well. We continue through what haven't you got yet, but I will meet you when you're back at the Woodies, because this is where you can be storing your rectangular or square ink pads, whether they're from Tim Holtz, whether they're from Lisa Horton, whether they're from Tony Durrock, whether they're from Lockwood. There's lots of others out there, I know they are, but these are designed by Nikki to fit those and the detail brushes and your larger blending brushes, of which we have those in stock on the show as well. Both of them are heavily discounted. Refer to my notes. The bigger brushes are now $9.99 from $15. The detail brushes are $6.99, down from 10 odd. They have a further 20% off when you use the code CS20 at checkout on polkadoodles.co.uk. So please use this show. And you can see the previous ones. Nikki's done her own streams as well over the last few weeks. She's really gone to town and really indulged you guys, me, at the craft store here, which I'm really excited about, of different ideas. No one does it like Nikki Hall. No. Designing the papers, the tools, going into MDF. Brilliant news. And just the pricing is outstanding. Items on this show from $1.99, and then you get a promo code as well, CS20 for the 20% off. Before you start demoing, Dawn,
yes,
can I bring some wands over?
Do it.
Because these are very, very useful, aren't they?
They are, and you've got the dies over
there.
Oh, I
know. Oh, I know. Oh,
These are fabulous.
Can I borrow a wand?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so how many of us try and pick these up? Got daft telly nails. You've seen us doing shows and you can't pick them up. We have to slide
scrabbling around
to get it off. I'll have to make sure Miss Jodie gets some of these, I think, because this would save her life and change her world. Now, with these, you've got the large one magnet at that end and the small one. Obviously, if you've got pacemakers, things like that, these aren't going to be for you. But look, I can just go in and I can pick them up. I don't have to worry. I ain't got to think, oh, I need to pick those up. If you're a jewellery maker, things like that, you can pick up little findings. And sometimes when you twist your wires, then you snip bits off, bits ping everywhere. Picking them up is so much easier with these as well. Plus as well, if you have got a magnetic mat, then you could use those as well.
You could hold your stencils in place.
Hold your stencils in place, things like that. So again, multi-purpose use products. That's what I always like about Nikki. She thinks outside the box and what we need.
Particularly as there's magnets either end of these. So it would proper hold a stencil in place, wouldn't it?
Yep, so you could just hold it down like so. But also as well, you know, like some of your dies sometimes, when you just need to, if you're inking through them, because you can put that on the edge, you can hold it down and you can ink through them as well. So these are incredible. I'm glad that the size that they are. They're not like a big massive thing you've got to use. They're just something you could sit on your desk. And again, this will also sit, if you want to, you could just put it in. I'll show you one. If you're not using your ink pad, it sits in there.
Yeah,
so
good point.
So you can sit them in there, and or in that bit, and you've got them. You know where they are on your desk.
Here we go. A pair of those, $9.99.
Put them in.
With a further 20% off, so they are now £8 for two of them. Going to put them there. Just quickly recap, by the way, if your basket gets to £20 or over, excluding P&P,
yes,
then Nikki will ask you to comment win on the Facebook page, and one of those people who comments wins will be selected to get their whole order refunded to you. So you get a free order, basically. So if you spend £200, because it's over 20, Nikki will give you £200 back, and obviously you keep all of the products. If you're over 30, what I've just said is applicable, but you will also...
Yes.
Nikki will pop this stamp set in for free as a thank you for shopping.
Wow, but make sure that you join the email, subscribe to the email. All you've got to do is pop your email address in. You will get notified of extra codes in the future, exclusive items, things like that, downloads. I know sometimes she does download freebies, things like that. You will get them. So do make sure you subscribe to the emails.
That will be free just for getting for £30 or over. So congratulations. If you're at that mark, make sure you comment on, I see you're doing it already, Facebook, win. Because then one of you will get your whole order renewed. Now, what are you going to use in the next one?
So I'm using the Divine Papers that we've got on the show as well. So we're using a little bit of that. And obviously, I used the centre of it to cut that bit out because I needed that.
Okay.
And I'd only got that one piece. You know how you do some days.
You do.
So what I'm going to do is then just add a little bit of adhesive gel. Oh, adhesive gel. It's not gel, it's a tape runner pen. See, I'm not used to using
these are latte colours, couldn't they be if you wanted to be?
Oh, that's what I mean. This, because obviously the first demo I'm using the typewriter, but obviously in the next demo...
You don't drink your coffee, do you, and stuff? It's not not your vice?
No.
So if someone, for example, my other half, Emily, doesn't drink caffeine.
Yeah.
Loves Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Doesn't drink caffeine, like coffees, etc. And she went, oh, I think I'm going to try a coffee on this holiday.
Yeah.
I was like, great, because I like a coffee. I have one a day, have it in the morning with breakfast. I was like, what do you want? What will you want? That's not even English. What do you want?
What you want?
And she was like, espresso, please.
That's
Now,
the strongest.
I was like, of course you're a grown-up, you can do what you want. Are you sure? Because that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
I was
for
like,
your
is it
first
going to be
coffee.
a latte? Is it going to be a cappuccino?
Yeah, something a
mocha?
bit
Get some chocolate in
frothy,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, latte, because she saw a bloke over there with one that looked a bit creamy.
espresso.
What did I say? Latte. Espresso. Because she saw someone with it and it looked really, she liked the small cup.
Did she like
She
it?
hated it.
But
She was like, oh, that's strong. I was like,
yeah, that's
no
not
way.
for me. Not for me.
No way.
Oh, Lord.
I love it. Straight, hey, why not?
Yeah.
That's like going on a night out and starting on triples.
Oh, bless her.
Isn't it?
Even I wouldn't make that mistake.
Ease yourself in. You don't start on shots, guys.
No, you don't.
You finish on them. Or it becomes the finish.
It's the end. That's it. So, using one of the other designs from the paper, and I have to say, I love the colour tones in these papers with that pink, the chocolate browns and everything else.
These are the divine hearts.
They are, and because obviously you've got that distressed background that obviously Nikki's designing things, you know, we're utilising it to use it as a focal point as well. So we're dressing the cards with all these elements, but you won't got to go to the trouble of putting it all together. It's done for you. So I'm just mixing and matching all this together. I've then got my typewriter. I am going to need some wet glue for this because you've got all your different elements that you can pick out in different colours like I have, and we can build our typewriter.
And the typewriter is from the die set called Just My Type, which will go up to $13.99. Right now, if you're purchasing today, $11.99. CS20 at checkout. That's your code. A further 20% off. That's $11.99.
But these are great because obviously you've got all the elements. You even get the paper
that
you can tuck in, so you could actually put a little note on it as well. So really, really beautiful. All the detail, like I say, she's thought of, that really does do an incredible job. And I have to say a massive thank you to all the help with the show with Nikki today. She's been amazing.
She's a good egg. Very talented
She's a very
lady.
good egg. Hang on, I've got to put this piece on first before I forget.
What is that bit?
So this bit is the bit, you know, that used to twist round.
Oh, right.
Can you remember typewriters?
I mean, I know what they are. I've never had to use one.
Have you not?
Well, only for like, jokes. Have you?
I had a typewriter when I was little. It was what I asked for Christmas. But in them days, they weren't like proper ones. They were like the Fisher Pricey. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did it work? Or was it just pretend?
You know, it worked, yeah.
Yeah?
But yeah, and like you
Remember writing your CV on it?
No, I didn't do that on it.
Oh.
But you can
You'd have been great, like back in the day, if you'd have been born earlier. Imagine like in a switchboard.
Yeah, probably could have done that, but with me being dyslexic, nah.
No, I'm putting you through where I want to, mate. Can I have a plumber, please? Absolutely. Here's ABC Cabs.
Knock yourself out. You can do it.
Bye-bye. By the way, Sarah's just joined us. Carolyn, June, Alison, Maria del Carmen Olaya Moreau.
Oh, wow.
Maria, I hope I've done that justice.
Great
I might
name.
have butchered your name, but beautiful. Jan Marie Parker. As well, lots of people have just tuned in. I see you. You are shopping direct. I know I say it all the time, but that is kind of the unique part of the craft store, and I get it. I used to work on Create and Craft as well. I know what Hobby Maker have their websites. It's absolutely perfect.
We're different.
It does a wonderful job. It's just different. Here, you shop direct with Polkadoodles, and basically Nikki's in charge.
Yep.
So if Nikki wants to take 20% off extra for you, she can, like that. She just called you up.
Yeah, she did.
Let's take 20% off. All right,
like,
fine.
what?
Completely up to you. So it's but that is I suppose the
beauty of
spontaneity,
it.
the beauty, the freedom, dare I say.
Yep.
Polkadoodles.co.uk. Going direct, getting the emails directly from Nikki to tell you when the new things are launching, the best possible price, the demos directly from the lady who invented it all, and then she dictates the price. CS20 is the code at checkout on anything, a further 20% off.
It's a new way of shopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was having
absolutely.
this conversation with my mum, you know, like at the weekend over the bank holiday, and I was saying to her, you know, cars have all changed, mobile phones have all changed. Obviously, the way we shop. At one time, if somebody said to you, you're going to go online, you're going to type in what you want, it goes in your basket, and somebody delivers it to your door, you'd be like, what?
No way, Jose.
No way, okay?
Yep.
My mum remembers the days when, you know, shops were shut on a Sunday. You know what I mean? And she says, no. I said, Mum, now they can watch us. They just click on, you know, the website and they go direct. So you're not, you know, you get better prices, better deals and everything else. So again, it's just, it's getting your head around it. And I totally understand because, you know, my mum was a little bit like, oh, I'm not sure. My mum's like, what, 70?
It just feels different.
77. So she was like, oh, wow. But it's a great way of shopping. It's a safer way to shop, and you know you're going to get the customer care of Polkadoodles. But just to show you, that has come together very, very quickly. I've done that. I have been speed crafting, but I just want to show you how great you can make your cards.
You're just my type. Love that, Dawn.
I like that.
Perfect. By the way, if you are on Facebook, and let's face it, you're watching this right now, so you're going to be.
Yes.
If you're watching on Facebook, of course. Nikki has popped a link in saying, we'd love you to come and join our friendly, supportive Facebook group for lots of ideas and inspo. Facebook groups, Polkadoodles. Just search Polkadoodles, you'll find the guys.
Nice group.
Nice grumpy people.
Grump, I said. Group of people on there as well. So do not worry, it's free to join. But on there as well, you'll get, you know, inspiration if you need any advice and things like that. So it's a great way. We're trying to give you as many sources as we can for inspiration and help.
Now that we've only got a couple of minutes left, Dawn, can we quickly have a look again at the woodies?
Yes,
because it's really cool, this idea. And all the dies and stamps and things, they are all there available for you. We've only got 5 minutes left. This is completely different. This is something applicable to whatever your taste is. Maybe these stamps aren't your style, for example.
No.
I'll tell you what is everyone's style. Inking, adding colour, organisation. This is that, isn't it?
Building it, because obviously these are all the same width. OK, so it doesn't matter even if you've got the rectangular one. I am going to slide this across to you. But you can see, even if you then had the rectangular one, it all works together. If you just want to have these at the side, they're your colour ones, but these are like your purpose ones. So this could be your main colour that you use for your background. These are your enhancement ones. This one is obviously so you could put your Versafine, your Versamark, all your rectangular ink pads in there. But you've still got the access then if you want to add your sponges in there. You might want to add your blenders in there. Sometimes when I'm using my Versamark, I might have a tub of embossing powder because the smaller embossing powders sit in there as well.
Nice, yes, of course.
Just saying.
Just keeping bits together, organised. I love you ink them up with the colour they're applicable to.
I can use that.
Yep.
They are so, so useful. Even like, you know, my glues. I've got it there because when I'm working, sometimes it does come down to space, and how many of us are lifting stuff up going, where's my glue gone? Where's that gone? You can put those in there, not a problem at all. And then if you wanted to, obviously you've got your little magnets in there as well. So you can put those in there too. You've got everything in there. But at the end of the day, this was designed, and obviously, you know, I've been adding bits to it. Nikki will probably be pulling her hair out with me, but you can see the idea is when I turn this round, you can see the colour of your ink pad.
Really good idea.
You know, because sometimes looking at the ink pad, because of the tones and the colours they are, you can't always see the colour.
Yep.
So you do then pick up the wrong brush like I did earlier. And I thought it was one of the darker ones. And then obviously I realised it was the purple. So honestly, this will change the way you craft and make it a lot easier, and then you're not mixing your lids up, getting the lids wrong. The lid just goes on, that sits there, and then you can take your brushes out, and then all you do is just tip it and that will come out as well.
It's so useful. Nikki's designed these. You've got the square, like you can see Dawn using there. You've also then got the rectangular option for you. You've got the double. Go for the triple, because if I know you like I think I know you, you've got more than one Distress Oxide colour. And
it's not very often, if you're using your Distress inks, you're just using one.
Yes. Well, Kellyanne last hour. Every project uses at least two.
Exactly.
So the double might work for you there, and you might not colour coordinate them. You might just purely, for this project, sorry Dawn, for this project I know I'm using
but just glue them.
This and old. Okay, the two I'm using go in there.
Exactly.
But I do love that you can colour coordinate them. So everything.
I like that.
You're not cross-contaminating. You're not wasting brushes.
Nope.
You don't have to overly clean anything. And it's just the satisfaction of which, isn't it?
And I know, they're the brushes that go in with there, because like I say, I did think it was blue and I picked it up the wrong one, so yes.
Yeah, they are colour coordinated. Now, if you want the larger blending brushes, they're on the show.
If
you want the finer detailed brushes, they're on the show in stock. And by on the show, I mean Nikki has stock of them. They are branded Polkadoodles, polkadoodles.co.uk.
That's a fabulous price for them, especially with the SC20, because honestly...
I'm just bringing everything over here now.
Beautiful. These have got that soft dome to it. They were really... You've got lots and lots of the fibres in there. So when you're blending, it gives you a softer look.
They're a third off the price anyway, 15 to 10
Yeah.
pounds. and now with a further 20% off as well, you can get all 5 of those. And the detail brush, the smaller ones, $6.99 down from $10.99. I know
these are great.
I'm not expecting you to remember all these words and prices and things. You can see them all polkadoodles.co.uk. But every single item we're talking about,
they're great for that.
they're great for that. Use the code CS20 for a further 20% off. Wheeler, I've had a lovely day with you.
Me too.
Thank you. I was looking forward to today for so long, knowing I was doing 4 shows with you.
I know, it's been great.
Are you on Maker soon, or Carnation soon, or somewhere soon?
I've been Carnation this week, earlier on, and I am at Hobby Maker on Sunday for the birthday.
Bravo. Well, say hi to everyone I know
I
up
will.
there.
I'll give my love to everybody.
Speaking of that birthday, that is Craft Buddy's side of things. What Craft Buddy launched here was the stickers side of things.
It was.
The Harry Potter stickers. This show right now, by the way, Monday, we'll be back on Monday with Crafty Witches, Anna Lou from Pollyanna Pickering, of course. We've got Janie's Originals, Riverside Beads, Rowan Dean Hand Embroidery. That's just on Monday, so there's an awful lot going on, all in one place on Facebook and on YouTube. This show right now, Nikki Hall, I know you're still watching. Thank you for so much input to the craft store over the last few weeks. Absolutely, you're welcome anytime, of course, in here or streaming as well. And you can watch all of Nikki's previous streams on polkadoodles.co.uk. Bravo, everybody. And it was Nikki, and that's kind of the beauty of the craft store. Hasn't got to go through anybody's, this person's eyes or that email or wait for a buyer to be. I can do it on Monday. Yeah. Nikki's in charge, the suppliers are in charge. It's up to them, the prices, the discounts, the further 20% off, which is CS20. That came in nice and close, didn't it? CS20 is your code to get a further 20% off. Website where you mentioned there's downloads, there's all sorts on there.
There's all sorts, all the craft equipment you could possibly need that she's designed. But thank you to everybody at home.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Keep supporting all of your brands directly and shopping. Polkadoodles.co.uk for everything on this show.